Hello everyone, this is Uma Shankar. In this session, we are going to discuss about FTP adapter. By using this adapter, we can read the file from the FTP location and we can insert into ATP database table. Okay. So let's go through the process. We have a file in the SFTP server. The file extension is .csv. Okay. First, we have to list the file from the SFTP server. In case if you find the files and we can check the count, in case of the file count is greater than 1, greater than or equal to 1, okay, we have to read to the file to the ATP database table. In case of files are not exist, we have to send the notification to the business informing them to there are no files exist in the SFTP server. Okay, so let's start this integration. I just connect to the OIC application. So let's start create a integration. Click on integration and integration. So in order to create an integration, we need two connection. One connection to access to your SFTP location. Another connection to insert the data into our ATP database tables. Okay. I have created a table with these 5 columns. Okay. So we have employee ID, first name, last name, designation, and location and instance ID. By looking at the instance ID, we can tell that for which instance ID this integration ran, right? So if you go to my SFTP location, we have a 5 columns. Okay, we place 2 files. So employee ID, first name, last name, location. All right, we need to read these 2 files into these database tables. So in order to start this integration, we need a ATP database connection and also FTP connection. So if you want to refer the connection details, you can refer my previous videos. Okay, let's start create a integration. So I'm going to select the schedule orchestration. Select, okay, demo read insert integration. Click on create. Let me save it. Make it is a horizontal mode. Horizontal. Okay. So first what we can do, we can define the SFTP location file path to a variable, right? So instead of the hardcode values, what I can do, I can use the assign activity. Okay. So assign variables. First, you need to define your file location path because we don't want to do any hardcode values within the process, right? So, and also we can create a variable. What is your file name pattern? So we are following the .csv file, right? So what I can do, I'm going to create a 2 variables. Okay, one variable where underscore source, your file path location, where exactly your file is located, right? So click on value and go to your SFTP location and copy your path. Okay, you can put in a single quote, validate. Okay, close. And also we will create one more file pattern. Okay, where underscore pattern. So my file pattern is start.csv. We need to fetch all the files which are having .csv extension. Okay, start.csv. Okay, validate and close. Validate, close. Now we are going to list the file from the SFTP location. All right. In case of your source file contain 10 files, we need to search all the .csv files. All right. So what I can do, okay, you can again you have to use the FTP connection. Batch 0 to FTP connection. This is my connection name. So you can use the list file operation. You can give the list files. Here select operation, list file. Okay. So here you can give any name, list input directory, your file name pattern you can give start.csv, and maximum files is 100. In case of if you want to increase, you can change this number. Okay. Click on next. Click on done. Okay. Now we have to do the mapping for your assign variables and the list files. Right. Click on here. Okay. You can click on list requested. Click on the FTP list header, and your file name pattern we already mentioned. Okay. In the variable, you can map the variable. Okay. File name pattern, and you can map your source path location to the directory. Okay, we have to list the file from your source location, so that we have mapped both columns. Okay, validate and close. Okay, next step, in case of your SFTP location contain multiple files, we need to iterate each and every file, right? And we need to read that file and we can insert into the database tables. So in order to write the complete functionality, so I am going to take a scope activity. So within the scope activity, we can define all the functionalities. Okay, click on the scope FTP, scope main. Otherwise you can give the some meaningful name, scope main. Create. Okay. Okay. So within the scope, in case of if the list file identify the files one or more than one, then only we can start reading the process. All right. If the files are not contained, just we need to send the notification saying that there are no files located in the SFTP location. Right. In case of list file identifies the count. In case of the files are one or more than one, then only we can start doing the process. Right. So that in order to check the condition, in order to check that count of the list files, we have to use the switch activity. Right. You have go here. Let me take the switch. Okay, so the switch activity, basically we are checking the condition, if else condition. Right, if the file count is more than one or more than one, then only we can start doing the process. So you can minimize it. Click on here, click on edit button here, file count check. Okay, now in the left side you have to go to the list file response. Within the list file response, you have a column called item count. You can use this column. All right. Okay, so we are checking one or more than one, then only we can start reading the process. Right, so I'm going to use this one, greater than or equal to 1. Okay, validate and close. Okay, so in case of more than one, now we can read the file. Right, in order to read the file, what we can do, again click on here. So in case of your assertive location contain multiple files, we need to iterate each and every file. Before reading the file, what we can do, we can use the for each activity. Okay, because we have to iterate the each and every file. So what I can do, before reading the file, I can put a for each loop here. Okay, I can name it as a for each loop, and a repeating element. Here you can click on the your list response if your response contain multiple files. Okay, sometimes it will take a long time to open this list. In that scenario, what you can do, you can cancel this. Okay, cancel this. Once again you have to go here and use the for each loop. Okay, here click on the list file response. If you see this, right, file list, click on here. So this is the repeating element. Okay, we need to drag and drop the repeating element here. Okay, my current, this is the current element name. We can use for we can use in the further process. Okay, you can give the meaningful name. Okay, my current element name, file element, this is the repeating element. Okay, file element. Otherwise you can give the file employee element. Anything is fine. Okay, click on create. Okay, so within the for each loop we need to read that file from the SFTP location, right? So what I can do, again I am going to read the file. Again batch 0 to SFTP connection. Okay, read file, click on next. So you have to select the read a file. Okay, you can give the some meaningful name, read file directory, read file name. Okay, so these file name and everything we can define in the variables. So you need to explicitly, you no need to explicitly mention here. Click on next. So here you need to select what kind of file you are going to upload. In this example, we are going to upload CSV file, right? Here you can see the multiple options. Either you can choose XSD document, XML schema document, or JSON document, or sample XML, or CSV file. So I have already CSV file with me. So I'm selecting CSV file, click on next. Okay, this is my CSV file. You can choose this. So you have to fill the mandatory values. So you can give the record set name employee record. Okay, record set name you can give employee record set. Okay, whenever you are trying to load the data to a database table, you have to select the file. Okay, from this option you can upload that file, and you can choose these options. Okay, so you can make all as optional. Okay, but I want to make one column as mandatory. Okay, click on next, done. Okay, so we configured read file. Let me finish the mapping. Open the file read request. So we need to map the file name. So our file name is there in the our for each loop element, right? File employee element. So what I can do, I can map the file name to file name. Okay, directory we already defined in our source variable. All right, so from source, from this SFTP location we need to read the file. So you have to map to the var underscore source to directory. Okay, done. Close it. So now we need to expose ATP database service. All right, so what I can do, I'm going to call ATP database now. So I already created it, connection. Already we create a connection, ATP database connection. Okay, so we are going to insert the data. Here you can see the different operations. If you want to expose any stored procedure, you can use this invoke a stored procedure option, or you can run a SQL statement, or perform a operation in a table. So in our example, we are inserting a data in a database table. Right. So you can use the insert option. Okay, you can see update option, insert or update option. Okay, merge option or select option. In my future videos, you can refer for these all options, right? For other videos, click on next. Okay, here we are selecting to the schema. What schema you connect to the database, right? So my table name is XX sample data, right? So XX sample data search. Okay, you can go right side. You can click on the import tables. Okay, once the table is imported, click on any one column as the primary key, click on OK, and click on next. Click on done. Okay, let's start the mapping. Okay, so we need to map from the read file response to the our ATP database table. All right, so click on here. So here you can see read file response. Click on here. Here you can see the employee record set, right? We already defined in the previous step, right? So this is the our column structure. Okay, this is our ATP database. So columns, right? First what I can do, let's map to the employee ID to employee ID, and first name to first name, and last name to last name, and the designation, and location. Okay, and also we need to get the instance ID. In order to get the instance ID, so what you can do, you can click on the create target node. Okay, once you click on the create target node, we have to use the one function to get the instance ID. Okay, get function called get flow ID. Okay, search with get flow. Okay, this is the one. Okay, this function will automatically derive the instance ID of the integration. Okay, you can drag and drop here. So in order to drag and drop, you can click on edit mode. You can use this one here. Okay, this function will capture your instance ID into our ATP database tables. Okay, completed. Okay, and also we are going to map from your employee record to the your sample data structure. Okay, so validate and close. So the mapping is completed. In order to, in case the files are not exist in the SFTP location, we need to send a mail to the business, mention that there are no files are exist and the SFTP location on particular day. So in order to do that, I'm going to configure the notification. This notification. Click on create. Okay, you can give okay, from address you can configure close, and configure to address, validate, subject, file, FTP file status, validate and close. Hi team, there are no files exist in the SFTP location. Okay, regards, you can mention OIC dev team. That's it. Okay, we are not enabling any parameters, just validate and close. Okay, so our integration is ready, so our mapping also completed. Okay, now we need to enable the tracking field. So click on schedule, you can enable start time, you can select okay one parameter, save. Okay, done. Okay, let me close this. So now let me activate this integration. While activating, you can enable the tracing also if you require. If you don't want, just activate it. Refresh this. So integration is activated. Now we are going to submit the integration, right? Let me go back in this table. We don't have any records created so far. So let me run this integration. You can submit now. In the real time, we can schedule it on the frequency basis. This integration is getting submitted. Okay. So we are manually submitting this request. Submit now. This is the instance ID generated, and also we are capturing the instance ID in the backend database tables 229. Click on here. The process is running. Okay, in process. Let's wait for 1 minute. Now integration is successful. So now let me check the backend tables. See, so all the records are loaded successfully. This is the instance ID generated for this run. Okay, even you can add some more columns like your payload also you can include in the integration, right, for reference purpose. Okay, so now we will review these files from the SFTP location and we can run the integration. Let's see whether we are going to get the email communication or not. Okay, I have removed the files from the source location. Okay, so let me go back our integration. Okay, so let me run this integration. Submit now. Okay, submit. Click on the instance ID. Let's see what is going to happen. Integration is successful. Okay, let's see the notification whether we received or not. So we got an email saying that FTP file status, there are no files exist in the SFTP server. Okay, so this is the use case you can implement in your process. Okay, thank you everyone.